All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Sidorian, coming at you with another wonderful Marshall University podcast here, joined by the absolutely wonderful Tim. Take it away, my man.
How we doing, everybody? We've got the Marshall Thundering Herd versus the Ohio Bobcats on the matchup today. It's good, looking like a good one. You know, that Ohio team, they've been making strides here in the college league, been moving up the rankings, so I'm interested to see how our team fares against them today.
Absolutely. I think it's going to be a great matchup. I've been keeping track of the Marshall boys as best I can, through my studies and all that's been going on. But we've been putting out some really strong performances, and I'm hoping the exact same out of them today. Really consistent numbers getting put up across the board. And, I still got to figure out what their best map is. I've been really bad about checking the maps, just seeing, the stats in general. But we were, going to be loading in here to Rio. So I'm hoping for some really great gunfights. What do we got? We got Hardpoint coming first. I always love a good objective game. Always love a good objective game.
Yeah, Hardpoint's awesome, especially on this map. This was, I feel like they made this map with Hardpoint in mind. It's got great rotations, a good 3-lane standard map. It plays very up front. You kind of know what's happening on the map at all times. It's not like these other maps where, like Invasion, Subbase, where you're getting parallel spawns constantly. Rio's a type of map where if you lock down a hill, you can really get to your setups and get a lot of time on most of these hills.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be really important to see how Marshall's able to run with that on this map. I know a lot earlier in the season, I was watching and did some casting for the Winter Warfare Invitational with Shawnee State or Shenandoah State rather, and man, I'll tell you what, Subbase is absolutely brutal for Hardpoint. Watching all those spawns coming in, they try and get the correct positioning, trying to move across the map, lock it down. But I swear, I would watch guys two spawn out right, two spawn out left, getting picked off, just a complete cluster. So having a little bit more consistency with Rio, where you can actually reliably track where those enemies are coming from, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how the boys run with that and what their strategy is going through this matchup.
Yeah, like you said, Subbase, it's one of those maps, man, where you're just trying to play for teamwork, trying to work together and get trades. Because even if you play it completely right, those funky things are going to happen and they're going to spawn behind you. They're going to get blessed with a good spawn. So, yeah, I'm glad we got a good map here off the rip. Rio, it's a bright, vibrant map. And I'm ready to see these Marshall boys kind of turn the subs loose. I think every time I've casted them today, or not today, but every time I've casted them here in the past, it's always been AR heavy maps. Like I said, the Invasion, Subbase, even kind of Karachi. So I'm excited to see them get a little more mixy and turn up the pace a little bit here on the Rio.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting, especially, like you said, a really heavy AR meta given these certain maps and stuff for those longer range engagements. It's going to be a really, fresh change of pace. I like seeing individuals play more flex roles where they have that opportunity. If they want to main the AR to really try and get that distance, it's great. But where they can switch into using the SMG, getting really up close and personal, I think it allows to add some, necessary aggression, keep the pace of the game up, and really put that pressure on the enemies instead of allowing them to just set back, set up. Because ultimately with ARs, it really just comes down to true aiming. Like, are you locked in? Are you hitting those shots? As opposed to SMGs, I mean, I've seen guys take insane routes, getting really nice flanks coming through and really catching teams off guard. 2-3 stacks with really nice wipes that truly changes the tide of the game. So, having a little bit more of those close quarters encounters, I think is going to make it a lot more engaging, not only for the players, but for the viewers as well.
Right. Yeah, you're totally right. And to kind of break down Rio, I think we should kind of, look at the money hills on the map. Obvious one on this map is P2. It's that hot dog stand location there. It's really easy to lock down this side of the map unless somebody takes a really long route around the back. There's really 2 lanes that they funnel through from, and it's from like the loading area with the boxes and for mid. And if you lock down those 2 spots, you're getting a lot of time off of that P2 if you have rotations. Another one, too, is the P3. So you're going to be looking at this P2 to P3 chain. If you see a team get a lot of time off of both of those back to back, I mean, you're looking at a blowout there, a good lead. And the P3 is kind of the same way. There's 3 different lanes they can hit to that one. But that's one of the hills on this map where your subs can really get loose. get way pushed up the map and still be spawned in the back there. Those spawns are sticky in the back of P3.
Absolutely. And I think we were just having a little bit of an issue there with my camera. I think I got that squared away so we can get back to talking a little bit about this wonderful game that we all enjoy. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day, enjoying this nice March 4th. I know here in Huntington, we've got a really nice sunny day that we just had, and I kind of hope that keeps going because I'm tired of the cold and it keeps messing up my 3D prints in my basement. So I would like it to get nice and warm so I can keep making those funny little models to paint in my spare time because I'm very boring like that. But enough of the rambling. I think we're getting everyone loaded into the lobby here. Looks like we should be getting underway here pretty soon. Going to be starting off, like we said, hard point on Rio, and it looks like we're going into a few of the loadouts right now. So what are you anticipating? Where do you think Marshall's going to make their break? What route do you think they're going to take heading through this first map towards P1?
Well, I think it really just depends what side they spawn on. Their team 2, if I remember, that's the P3 side. So I actually think that's good side on this map, which basically what this means is they're going to get the P1 first. They're going to be able to touch that time first. So I expect 3 to hit P1, 1 to take a route towards bridge, try to overextend there and maybe go ahead and start thinking about that P2 rotation because it is the money hill. And what to expect in this map for those that are watching is like within 3 to 4 seconds of the spawn in on this map, there's going to be gunfights, and it's going to be like that constantly all through the map. It's going to be really aggressive in your face. If you're a Call of Duty League fan, you just watch Optic drop pretty much double 40s on this map this past weekend. So it's really going to be high flying, high action, and hopefully it's a close map here.
Yeah, I'm really hoping it's going to be a close matchup. As much as I love watching Marshall blow teams out of the water because, of course, as you can see, we are rocking the Thundering Herd Esports here. Close games are super exciting to cast. They're super exciting to watch. And I think it really gets the team's adrenaline pumping, gets them locked in and ready for the further matches to come. And Tom, I'll have you refresh my memory just a little bit. Are we doing a best of 3 tonight or are we doing a best of 5?
I'm not entirely too sure. I'm pretty sure these are all best of 5s, if my memory is not mistaken here. I believe it is a best of 5. So I say we go ahead, throw our predictions because chat seems like they want to throw those out there right now. I got Marshall in a 3-2 last map S&D win, round 11. It's going to be a banger matchup that we're going to get to cast today. It's going to be a match that we're going to get to tweet about and say, yo, GG's, Ohio, but we're coming out on top. What about you there, Dom?
So I'm just going to have to be my classic Marshall fanboy. We're getting that 3-0 sweep right off the rip. Going back to the Halo days, I loved watching our guys come out and absolutely stomp, hitting, Slayer, followed up by like an oddball, and then I think capture the flag. Whenever they'd sweep that straight through, it was absolutely wonderful to watch. The hype is crazy, especially if they're really close 3-0s. But, I wouldn't be opposed to a 3-2 because I always love ending on a little bit of that search because that is where you see some truly magnificent COD playing. Like, that's where the strategies come out. A lot of utility being used, a lot of movement throughout the map, feints, pushes, flanks, all sorts of great, esports activity going on there. But I'm going to go ahead and send mine in the chat. It's a classic Marshall 3-0 for me.
Yeah, and going to that map 5 that you were talking about, that's whenever your best players typically turn up. That's whenever you see the guys that's put in that extra work, grinding hates, grinding rank play, just grinding the scrims throughout the year, really get those reps where they can shine. And it looks like we're going into the Rio hardpoint right here, loading in this beautiful map. Little shades of Mercado from last year, and just how I predicted, we are on the good side, or however I put it, on the good side here with Marshall.
All right, yeah, looking good. I always love the quick load-ins on the games where you go from like absolute pixels into this nice, crisp, clean viewing experience. And as you said, we're starting on that good spawn here. So Marshall going to go ahead and get this started off looking at Fossey. Going to go ahead and run that in, and it looks like they're making a straight break right up the center here. Going to try and get onto that P1 as quickly as possible. You can see some Semtex coming out. A lot of utility hitting that point. Fossey's going to jump over. We can see a little bit change in the audio right now. Master game volume is up. and it's going to drop back down. You can see a few trades coming in. It looks like Marshall's going to try and settle onto this point as fast as they can.
Yeah, Marshall right there with a great break. They only got one guy left to take down, and he goes down. Foster on a 1-0 start, soaking up this hill time. And this is how you draw it up by Marshall. Number 2 spawns out on the other side of the map, and now we got Marshall flipping the spawns. It's all down to number 3 in the corner there, and he goes down. Marshall with a great break, a great flip off of the rip, and they're in prime position to string this P1 to P2.
You can see right now, Fossey unfortunately getting caught out. Last guy left on that point. Like you said, soaking up a lot of great time. You can see Carnage picking up a good frag there. It's trying to get an engagement. Really nice kill from Carnage. He might go down. Oh, he's able to get that guy dropped right behind the door and is able to convert that really effectively. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and push over here onto this P2, going ahead getting those trophies down. Carnage still going crazy right now. And
oh my goodness.
Finally goes down. But now he's going to have some streaks to use for the rest of this match.
Yeah, and Carnage went crazy right there. It looks like there's a little bit of delay on my end. I don't know if it is on yours as well.
Yeah, I do have a freeze here, so we're just going to pretend. All right, I think we're buffering back out. There we go. We're back to Foss, and it looks like trying to get a position, see what our bearing is here.
Okay. So about 30 seconds left here on P2. You know, Marshall's already playing for that rotation. They just need to lock down these angles here and try to finish up these kills. From the map positioning, you know, Cincinnati, they're still going to be spawning in the back. I had the teams wrong. That's on me. I thought it was Ohio this matchup.
I also thought it was supposed to be OU, but you know, we've got University of Cincinnati. These guys putting it all out there on the line just as well, and it's tied up here as it looks like Marshall getting some first touches here onto the point. And getting some really good time there. Carnage with some nice kills, but unfortunately that's a 3 down for Marshall. So they're spawning a little bit further out. Well, looks like not too bad of a spawn close there on the left side. You can see it. Unfortunately, Cincinnati, they do have this under control as Alex comes in, cleans up a kill, and they set up for a push and onto this objective.
Yeah, and it's just really important for Alex to play his lot back here, make this team think about him. And you know, he comes in, gets a trade, but unfortunately, Marshall not able to capitalize on that pinch spawn there. But that's all good. You could set up for loading kill. You know, just 14 push it. You're all out of spawn. So this is a great time to go ahead, get some kills on the rotation, and secure this next time.
Looking like some good moves coming from Marshall right now. Pretty equal across the board. Most players, you know, holding their own, doing very well. No one performing. I mean, Carnage, really nice, running that 0-0, and now he is. Just traded out. But really great performance across the board from the guys. Not in really dire straits yet or anything like that. Just kind of trying to get that map control to the best they can. And it looks like they're finally on that point, taking it up. And so hopefully they can hold off this push and get a lot of really solid time on the board.
Yeah, and this is a great position by Hit. See, all he's doing right here is wasting time getting that information for his team. Now they know they're funneling in through boxes. And Carnage with the striker in hand, he has looked absolutely amazing this map. And Caster Curse kind of comes into effect there as soon as we start talking about him. He gets taken down, but Hits with the AR, trying to lock it down, and Caster Curse once again. It looks 20 seconds here on this P4. You're going to see the team start to rotate to that bridge hill. Number 6 with a big rotational kill. That is Alex Carr getting there at new and setting up.
Yeah, they have some really good scrap time there at the beginning on that point. Not really worth it to push it here towards the end. It looks like they're setting up for this final point here. Hopefully they can get a good amount. Alex, you know, take it down to IC right there. We see some Marshall players coming in on a really nice sweep. That's 2 down for Ohio, because I do believe, coming from our beautiful broadcast desk, that there's a mistake on the graphic. It is supposed to be OU.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it is supposed to be Ohio. So we apologize for all the OU fans out there. I've got friends that go there, love the campus, so no slight against you guys right now. We'll get back to the game with Alex getting a really nice pistol kill there, and he does get traded out. OU is going to hop on this point now and start taking up the time.
Yeah, and this has been a really great map so far, back and forth by both teams. You've seen Marshall be playing ahead here just about the entire map. They're ahead on rotation, ahead on kills, and then they just slightly get broken there by Ohio University. I look for this next set of rotations. You know, it's going to be who's going to be able to hold down these hills. All of them so far, you know, went 20 to 40 points, 30 and 30. So you look at, you know, P2 coming up next after this next P1 here to see who really is going to pull away with this map.
Absolutely. It seems like they got a little bit of time there towards the end, and a really good position here from Marshall. They have the opportunity to push in right now. That's two OU players down, spawning out, and they've got a 4-stack right there as Carnage is going to try and play his life. And we're on the point, ticking it back up. This could be a huge point for Marshall to get those points tied up.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful first 2 down there, and hits, just putting in shots, causes the team kill. And Marshall has done a great job on this P1, holding Tom, holding the hill, and just soaking up and getting some extra points that you normally might not have on a map like this. Alex.
Yeah, really great work. They're locking down this first hill. Alex is on an absolute tear right now. A really nice double coming in, locking down that point. Love to see it. He's, falling into his stride now. A little bit slow to wake up, but if there's one thing we know, Alex, he always wins his ones. That's what he'll tell you. And Marshall now taking the lead here, getting full time on that hill. Not letting a drop.
That was a great route by Hits. Oh man, great route by Hits, but unfortunately he was taken down. And that's one thing that you'll see from the ARs on this map. It's really streaky. Once you get set up, once you get in your spots, the ARs can really start to fry on this map. And Carnage takes down the guy with the cruise missile in the back. That's going to secure their side for him. But it's number 2 reflanking that, making a great play out of number 2 here from Ohio. That was just a great play. You've got to tip that. Aussie, he saw the crews come in. He knew they were wrapping from behind, and Aussie just reflanked their flank.
Yeah, really nice frag right there from Fossey. Great tracking on those players. He's getting caught out. Unfortunately, Efan, a really nice double. And it looks like he's going to be able to get on the hill. So that was a critical play from OU. Got to hand it to him right there. As it looks like Marshall going to try and set up here. They've got one player. I think it's Carnage. He's holding that off angle. Going to try and catch somebody coming over on the rotate. They're not really worth pushing this right now, but they're in a great position to get this next hill.
Yeah, Carnage is everything right here. He's in a great position to kind of get some kills and maybe get this break. But, Cincinnati, they're just leaving it. Carnage takes him down, sitting at 20 and 12, having an absolute tear of a map, just opening up the hill for his teams with the striker, waiting for his team to come off the spawn, get involved here in the action. And unfortunately, he's taken down by a nade, but Marshall comes back, gets another 2. Alex Carr looking to continue the frying, jumps out, unable to take him down, and University of Ohio really starting to lock down some time here.
He tried to push in the best he can, but 2 players stacked up. Voss might be able to convert really heavily here. He can get the pistol out, unfortunately unable to do so. Looking like he was in a really great position to get those 2 trades, just unfortunately unable to convert. And now you can see OU ticking up that score just a little bit further, pulling it out of Marshall's reach. But they've got a great setup on this next point, so hopefully they're going to be able to get a lot of points in with only 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the match.
Yeah, and only down by 40 going into this P4 rotation. You can't be upset with this if you're Marshall. And just like that, 2 go down. They're securing the time, staggering this waves, and as long as they get a few more kills here, this is going to be great time for Marshall University.
Yeah, we can see 2 kills coming in favor of OU, but Hits trading that one out. Let's see if Alex himself is advanced. Unfortunately, able to do so. Hits 2 really nice kills, but the point does fall to OU. Foss trying his best. We've got a couple Marshall players here setting up for the stack. Who was that? Carnage able to put a really nice kill. Foss can trade this out. Unfortunately, unable to. And a really nice Predator missile coming in, opening up for Marshall for the last 18 seconds on this hard point. Some critical time to click it up to that 250.
Yeah, Marshall, they're looking to bring the comeback here. Not down by too much, but this P5 rotation is going to be a huge one for the game, for the match. And number 8 is the man to watch. Carnage hits a few shots and takes down Efan. Going to be working mid with his squad, making a great play. They get another one. Hits on the backside, holding them down. And Marshall in a great spot to block up some time here.
Did a really great job holding those off angles, catching those players on the rotate. Alex just hiding behind this pillar, trying to stay alive the best he can, and he's doing a great job of that, really soaking up those points. And I think he might get caught out, unfortunately, unable to get that player dropping down over, but Carnage coming in with a really nice double. He does get taken out by Icy, as a lot of trades coming in here very quick. Foss trying to push in the best he can, but he knows someone's behind that pillar. Now rotating out, not sure if they're still there, trying to do the best he can jumping over, but he does get caught out by that player in the back. Honestly, a really great hold from OU right here, playing back a little bit off the objective and catching Marshall players as they're coming in, rotating to the site.
Yeah, and if you're Marshall here, these next few kills are going to be the biggest of